Alright, Vannifar Blade. Let's talk about this one. So, Vannifar, for those not familiar, is a creature combo deck that's the evolution of Kiki Chord. So Kiki Chord refers to the combination of Kiki-Jiki Mirrorbreaker alongside either Restoration Angel or Deceiver Exarch here to go infinite. So either Restoration Angel or Exarch alongside Kiki-Jiki allows you to generate an unlimited number of these creatures with which to attack your opponent with haste. Vannifar comes in because there's a combo Vannifar chain that lets you kill your opponent from any 1-mana creature. So if Vannifar is active, any 1-mana creature gets you Exarch and Kiki-Jiki to combo kill your opponent. And the way that this works is as follows. So you use Vannifar to turn your 1-drop into Scryb Ranger. Then Scryb Ranger returns a forest to your hand and untaps Prime Speaker Vannifar. Then Prime Speaker Vannifar turns Scryb Ranger into Renegade Rallier, and Renegade Rallier returns Scryb Ranger to play. Then Scryb Ranger returns a second forest to your hand and untaps Prime Speaker Vannifar again. Then Prime Speaker Vannifar turns Scryb Ranger into Deceiver Exarch, and Deceiver Exarch untaps Prime Speaker Vannifar. Then Prime Speaker Vannifar turns that Renegade Rallier into a Restoration Angel, which blinks Deceiver Exarch, which untaps Prime Speaker Vannifar. Then Prime Speaker Vannifar finally turns that Restoration Angel into a Kiki-Jiki, and Kiki-Jiki plus Deceiver Exarch infinite combos your opponent. So, why in the heck do we want Stoneforge Mystic inside of this creature combo deck? So, as always, we talk about on the stream, you want to be problem-solution focused when you're tuning and changing decks. And one of the decks archetypes that this one really struggles with is competing with other fair decks that have a lot of interaction in them. So Stoneforge Mystic is this must-answer threat where if your opponent doesn't kill it, it's going to put a reasonable amount of pressure into play that can kill the opponent all on its own. So Stoneforge Mystic is kind of here to draw fire, so that way they need to kill this, so that way Prime Speaker is more likely to live. Stoneforge Mystic is also conveniently a 2-mana creature, so we can Eldritch Evolution Stoneforge Mystic into Prime Speaker Vannifar in some situations. I dropped Bellringer in favor of Exarch because in order to fit the Stoneforge Mystic package in, I had to cut the second Kiki-Jiki, and the only reason to play Bellringer over Exarch really is to allow you to re-combo in the event of a Lightning Bolt. Yeah, you can also just put swords on people and kill them, so that's the plan. I would like to say thank you to Bob the Mighty One with the brand new Tier 1 sub. Welcome, welcome. Long time watcher, first time sub. Good to have you here. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. I'm going to eat my lunch here for this first game really quick, so I'm going to be a little bit more quiet than normal. That's the basis of what we're doing, and we're going to play a league with this, so let's go. What happens when we draw Kiki-Jiki? Don't. Rather than thinking about what happens when you draw Kiki-Jiki, just don't draw it. Instead of me justifying my decisions to you, Enya, justify your complaints or discussions to me. Say, Jeff, this is why we should play more equipment. Make a compelling argument. Hey, Belly. So we'd really love to draw... We'd really love to draw an untapped land next turn. So that way we can jam this Prime Speaker Vannifar. She's been alright, Anner. she's kind of just been performing at expectations for me. Like, this is a card that's reasonable, but not overpowered. It goes into a lot of different shells. There's a lot of potential for it to be good in different places for different reasons. Gonna be a lot of testing to iron out where it's actually good and where it's not. Stream Decker was now updated, and now it is. Hey, Jonathan Hanger. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Alec, thanks for the 9 months. Hope you're having a good one wherever you're at. All right, hopefully they're out of interaction. We had a question about Giver of Runes and Teferi. Giver of Runes is not Mother of Runes. It can't protect itself. So, you cannot activate this to protect itself. Isn't sword interaction? I don't know. Does sword kill my Prime Speaker, Vannifar? Would be my question to you. If we play Glen, we can stop playing Hearthstone. Yeah, maybe. I feel like they have enough advantage with the Batterskull and the sword that I just can't afford to take the turn off and play Glen. Yeah, sure, Cam. That doesn't actually do anything, though. Because they'll just path it on my next turn. Because the protection only lasts for 1 turn cycle. So, like, tapping the protection from white doesn't do anything. Because if they have a path, they'll just respond to me activating it with the path even. So you're just, like, taking a game action that for no reason. Just wasting time. I think Sword of War and Peace is very bad on average. In general, you want these swords to be generating some sort of card advantage when you're playing them, I think. And Sword of War and Peace does not generate card advantage. Easy block here, because if I don't block, they get to draw a card. And they get to shoot my thing, so might as well block. T-Master Ray, thank you for the 5 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Welcome back. Yeah, we theoretically can kill them next turn if they don't, if they can't interact with the board. Michigan, yep. It does get cold up there. Now, if they have a counter spell, we could draw a combo piece and then be in trouble. Silence. Okay, don't draw a combo piece, please. That's not a combo piece. All right, so pop this. Scryb Ranger. Untap Vannifar. Pod this. Well, it just got unbanned on Monday. Pimped Up Monk. So the general answer to your question is we don't know. Get back Scryb Ranger. And our deck's fringe enough that my opponent might not know that they're dead here. So I don't fault them for making us click through it. It's also a little convoluted, so I could misclick too. It's good. It's good to walk through the combo chain here too, because like I explained it by pointing at the cards, but like actually seeing it is different. So Restoration Angel, blinks Deceiver Exarch. Deceiver Exarch, untaps Prime Speaker Vannifar. Prime Speaker Vannifar, pods Restoration Angel. And now Deceiver Exarch and Kiki-Jiki make infinite 1/4s with haste. Save target, always yield. You always talk about the value of being fast and proactive. Do you think the meta will devolve into a mid-range grind? No, I don't think so. I think there's going to be a lot of people playing mid-range decks on Magic Online for the next month or so because people want to play with new toys, but I think in general, fast, efficient decks are going to be ideal. Yeah, these are options that Arena would really benefit from. If Arena had save targets and always yield, and when your opponent makes you, now my opponent's probably fuming with salt. There's a chance that they just haven't seen the combo before when I'm going through it, but like now that I'm going infinite and they're just making me click through it, there's definitely some sodium on the other side of the keyboard. Yes. Yeah, and remember I need enough Deceiver Exarch tokens to kill them through them lifelinking 6 here. Fog is modern legal, but I'm not gonna play around that. Make enough to kill Teferi, send a message. So I need 20, someone said 26 and that looks correct. Oh, the last Exarch can tap the Germ. Yeah, that's a good call. Lets me make slightly less of them. Oh, it's pro blue. Yeah, good call. All right, 26 it is. You can tap Teferi to send a message. Yep. I wish this was game 3 or like game 2 and I was winning. If this was a game where if this was the last game in the set, I would just keep making Exarchs until we were about to time out and then kill them or until they conceded. But unfortunately, I have to play 1 or 2 more games here, so I can't just like sit here and make them salt more. I actually can't cast a spell because they silenced me this turn. That's 30, right? 10, yep. Hey, Mick, thanks for the 3 months of Prime support there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Who needs spells when you have them dead on board, right? Ain't that the truth? Black Force is pretty bad. I think that card's worse than a removal spell or an actual sweeper most of the time. Yeah, and even after all that, like, my opponent is only up like a minute and a half on clock. Because I played pretty quickly. Definitely want my Knight and my Qasali. I think I probably don't want Deputy in this matchup. Do we think Vendilion Clique is good? Lark is probably... I guess they're on banned, so a lot of their stuff is going to be exiling, which makes Lark worse. Do we think they're on counterspells? They're probably on counterspells, huh? If they're on 3 mana Teferi, they probably have Spell Queller. I think I probably don't mind Eternal Witness. Meh. I've got room for one more card here. Maybe I do just leave the Deputy in. Yeah, I'm gonna bring in Witness. The courting with Witness is probably pretty good in a mid-range matchup. Insolent Neonate, Mana Tithe. I think is the go-to suggestion. You can also try Burning Inquiry if you're feeling frisky. I would start with Neonate. This hand is more than good. It's great. So then turn 2 is just Giver plus Stoneforge here. Stitcher worth considering, or is it just too cute? It's probably too cute. One of the sweet things about playing Stoneforge Mystic alongside Ramp is that, like, casting Batterskull is very reasonable. If they kill your Stoneforge, especially if they path you. Like, alright, you path me, cast my Stoneforge, cast my Batterskull. And, like, if my opponent passes with Spell Queller up next turn, we just jam Batterskull down their throat. And if they interact with my things, we can just cast Prime Speaker. Ice Fang Cuddle here, 1/1 Flying Flash. Draws a card when it enters play. And if they have 3 other snow permanents, it gets Death Touch, which is nice. Very nice. Yeah, Moto's Altar Arts are certainly something. Fred the Third, thank you for the 15 months of Prime support. Hope life is treating you well. Thanks for keeping me around. I got a sort of Fire and Ice again here. So they can't path Prime Speaker Vannifar here because of Giver of Runes. So definitely just gonna play her. How is Jeskai? Yeah, it's fine. I don't think it's significantly better or worse than pre-Stoneforge Mystic. I think it's the most likely card for Wizards to unban next. I think you're not gonna see any unbannings for a little while. think they're going to be pretty conservative. Again, Giver of Runes cannot protect itself. That's why I didn't activate it there. They shocked in. Must be Spellcaller, right? Oh, just Bird plus Stoneforge activate, sure. I think I just pass here. I have 6, so I can put in Batterskull plus Resto. We could get Spellcolored here. There's not Mana Tithe. What I think is likely to happen if I was a gambling man, I bet they're going to slowly back release the set so they can milk them for extra dollar dues, basically. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, the middle of each standard set release, we see a previous set get re-released on Magic Arena. So they can kind of fill those low hype points. Alright, so I'm going to activate this and put Batterskull into play. And then I'm going to Restoration Angel, blink Stoneforge Mystic, get Sword of Light and Shadow. Zero issues, Mike. I appreciate you. And I would like to eat this. Andrew, there's one of my local buddies. I'm finally streaming from a wired internet connection, which I've not done since we moved to the new house. I'd like to destroy that one, please. Now, in defense of my wireless would get 300 Mbps down, but now I get the full 500 that my fiber gets, which is nice. Are you dead yet? Maybe I'm not supposed to play the bird, because then I could hold up the bounce Batterskull activation. Sure. Yeah, I agree, Mana Tithe. Yeah, we've actually used those. I've used those before. The quality of them can vary pretty drastically. Those are prone to packet loss, not streamable. Sir, we streamed from one of those for a long while. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah, we streamed, when we streamed from Match Basement, we used one of those. Had 0 issues. Paula, thank you for the sub gifties. I appreciate that. Oh, I'm dumb. I forgot that we were playing Hearthstone, chat. I was going to Exarch the Ice Fang after blocks, or after attackers before blockers, but we're currently playing Hearthstone, so that's not an option. Yeah, I like this archetype before Stoneforge Mystic, and like I said, I really think that Stoneforge potentially fixes this deck's part of this deck's issues with fair decks. Why after attacking? Because I wanted to attack with my Vigilance creature. What happened to the promos? We had to change cards out with my sponsor to get new cards. Yeah, I agree, Bob. I think, like, being another must-answer thing and giving you a backup plan seems really strong. Hey, Broxby, thanks for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. And you did. How we doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're out in the world. Thanks for dropping in here today. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you enjoy constructed Magic, this is definitely the channel for you. We play a ton of Modern and Standard here as well on Magic Arena. As always, I'd love to give a shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I'd also like to plug a couple of my wonderful sponsors here really quick. The Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series is a $5,000 cash tournament series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. And because they are not a Grand Prix, they have streaming coverage at every single one of their tournaments. So if you can't make it out to their tournament, be sure to check out their coverage as well at twitch.tv/NRG Series. BCW Supplies are the only ones I trust to protect my paper TCG cards using code JEFF10 at bcwsupplies.com. You can save 10% on sleeves, binders, deck boxes, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. Cardsphere.com is a peer-to-peer trading network that would love to help you turn your cards into other cards directed to other players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. And, of course,
don't make your life garbage time. Join us in Hoagland Dia today by subscribing to Jeff Hoagland with Twitch Prime today.
All right, heading on into our second match with Vannifar Blade here. Beat a Bant Blade deck in the first one. See if we can keep that up. Interested to see if Stoneforge Mystic can help this archetype feel better in the fair matchups where it previously struggled. We'll change Modern to make it enjoyable again. Maybe. It's hard to tell. Only sub to avoid the garbage time. Yep. Catch you later, Panda. We're doing at least this one and another one, and we'll see where the time is at once we finish Devoted Blade. We might not get to Robots and Amzan today. This is fine. Not amazing, but fine. I mean, we don't know that things are meaningfully slowing down that much. And in general, the mantra of don't metagame Modern, just play good proactive decks still applies. Every time there's a big change in Modern like this, I feel like everyone wants to think that, like, their awful pet deck that's never been playable or was playable a decade ago is suddenly going to be, like, competitive, when in reality, a lot of the time that's not true. The reality of the situation is the decks that were good before are pretty much still going to be good. The decks that were bad before are probably still bad. If I were to actually make an estimation, I would wager that a lot of the tier 2 graveyard decks like Griselbrand actually get a little bit better in Modern because people have fewer pieces of graveyard hate for them. So even though they lost a crucial card they're gonna gain from the fact that others was this a good draw? What do we think? They're gonna gain from the fact that their strategy is being less attacked in the post-board games. Alright, so they need to, like, miracle a Terminus here, or they're dead. I guess they could have double Path. They could, like, Path Giver, Path Prime Speaker. Hey, Doug, thanks for the 18 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. As a Griselbrand player, I can confirm the strategy was basically unplayable when Hogak was around. Yeah, it was. Oh no! Oh no, chat! They've cast Stoneforge Mystic! How will we ever win the game now? Reddit told me Stoneforge Mystic was too good for Modern. Surely we are dead and the format has been ruined, chat. Not the Stoneforge Mystic. Alright, this is the way we combo kill, combo kill, combo kill. This is the way we combo kill in the afternoon now. And I thought we were gonna be the one dying with Batterskull in our hand today. Little did we know. Steady as she goes, do 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 do. We deserve to draw Kiki-Jiki for celebrating early. So I have Chord of Calling in my hand. So if we had drawn the one copy of Kiki-Jiki, we could have corded for Vendilion Clique. And that would have allowed us to get the Kiki-Jiki back into our deck. So while this build doesn't have a second Kiki for when you draw it, you can get the first Kiki out of your hand. And yeah, it's incredibly hot. Listen, chat, we're all about the line. Did you think I would just put an uncastable goblin in my deck with no meaningful way to get it back out of my hand? Come on now. I'm greedy, but I'm not that greedy. Look at this incredibly fair turn 4. Look at this incredibly fair turn 4. Yeah. Managed to squeak past the old Stoneforge Mystic there. Managed to squeak past Stoneforge Mystic. Wipe the sweat from my brow and stop quaking nervously. How nicely trimmed my beard is. My beard's actually kind of scrunchy at the moment. Got a little Linux developer neck beard going on. Bringing in the second click because we jinxed the Kiki-Jiki. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is well kept. In the old modern days, you would have been dead for approximately 1.5 turns already. How do you think this deck does against Infect? The Infect matchup's almost certainly bad, especially with how it's constructed now. If you wanted to hedge Infect, you would want a Spellskite in the main deck, and you want more paths in the board. You'd probably want 2 Spellskites in the 75 and then some more paths. But Infect isn't very popular, so it's not a deck that I'm really hedging. Clicking the Kiki is big brain time. Yep. We're all about the lines, chat. Lines and lines and lines. Yep. I think this is like our nut draw. Turn 1 bird, turn 2 giver Stoneforge. Gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you. I updated the Griselbrand deck list on my website yesterday. So the Griselbrand list on my website is current. I put some collective brutalities in and increased the number of Night's Whispers. Pro tip, because I saw a tweet about this that someone didn't realize it. Don't give your germ token protection from colorless because it will unequip the Batterskull, which will not give you a desirable outcome. How did you learn that? Well, I know how protection works. Pandays, thanks for the 37 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So they like obviously have Spell Queller up here, right? But like if I don't jam Prime Speaker, they're going to... If I don't jam Prime Speaker, they're gonna, what's it called? Batterskull me? I say, what? They just have double path? They might have like end step path, untap snap path. Yeah, looks like we're getting double pathed. Great. Do you have another removal spell? They're digging, chat. They bottomed. They bottomed. Please be dead. 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 Is this Pod Blade? Sure. Oh, we're just draw step snap pathing. They could make us draw Kiki-Jiki. They could make us draw the Kiki-Jiki, chat. Everybody clench. They could make us draw the Kiki-Jiki. We did it, we did it, we did it, hooray! Do 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 do. Do 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 do. They could have a surgical extraction. They could have a surgical extraction. What is the We Did It song from? Dora the Explorer. Thank you for the 3/4 of a year of support, Winspinks. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, even I agree. Even if we didn't combo out here, they're still pretty far behind because I was going to get to kill their Batterskull. Don't blink the pod. Don't blink the pod. Don't blink the pod. I feel like these first 2 matches here have just been an excellent example of what Stoneforge Mystic does in Modern for our opponents. You're just like, cast my Stoneforge Mystic. All right, untap, kill you. Just like, all right. 2040. Nice Stoneforge decks. This is another mulligan, right? This hand's actually quite good. I get to cleverly put the Kiki-Jiki back on bottom of my deck. As someone who registers a lot of uncastables, this new mulligan rule is just the tops. It's just very good. Yeah, I agree, Arthan. I think that's probably the case. London Mulligan is busted. That's incredibly rude, opponent. That's not the land I wanted for Christmas. Maybe I was supposed to play Giver on 2 to protect the bird later. Burn matchup is scary. That's actually probably not true. I have Stoneforge and 3 Knights of Autumn. Like, obviously we're a little bit behind at the moment, but I feel like in general this matchup's probably not terrible. Yeah, we are doing all modern today, Roxor. We're gonna do some standard tomorrow and Friday, I think. We did kind of create a Mother of Runes, you're not wrong. If we draw running painless lands, we might be in an okay spot. Ferostodon doesn't come to Arena until next week. September the 4th. It's really embarrassing. Runaway Steamkin. Neat. I mean, if they don't have a removal spell here, we get to, like, block, give each other protection from red. Not quite Mother of Runes, but like Mother of Runes adjacent. Land. That's sad. I think we could have won this game if we would have just run. If we drew running lands there, I think we probably would have won. Fortunately, not the cards. This guy was alright. We died to Bogles. Do we have outs here? Yeah, we could draw lands that don't hurt us. Will you try a Modern Death and Taxes? I'm not planning to play bad decks unless people give me a pile of money. If I'm picking out the decks, they're gonna be a lot better than Death and Taxes. Decks that were bad before Stoneforge Mystic were unbanned are still going to be bad. I don't have any outs, right? So I can like turn one of these into a 3-drop. Oh. Actually. Huh. I can get Deputy, right? It's a shame I don't have one more life. If we had one more life, we could get Stoneforge Mystic and put a Batterskull into play next turn. This is a solidly not dead yet if my opponent draws a bunch of lands. Dead Danny spell, obviously. Their land, they did draw one land, but it unfortunately drew a card. Alright, so I want these Path to Exiles. I want Night of Autumn. I want Eternal Witness. I probably want Evolution. I don't want Deputy. I don't think I want Chord of Calling. I think Glen's probably too expensive. Excuse me. Scavenging Ooze is probably a little mediocre. Eidolon is probably better than our average. Maybe? So, like, what am I... I'm looking at my deck right now. What am I cutting for it? Think Witness isn't good enough? Yeah, I'd buy that for $1. With only 2 paths, Witness goes down a little bit. This seems fine. Think I like this. This Archmage art is sweet. You want Scooze instead of Sword? I mean, Sword gains 3. I feel like if I just, like, have Dork into Sword, that's, like, really good, right? This has been the best Stoneforge deck we played today. Surprise! The best thing to do in Modern is play a combo deck. Weird. Weird, I know. Woof. That's a flame jab. I feel threatened, right? Hey, good afternoon, Hat Crab. I guess it's morning out by you on the left coast still. Thanks for the 21 months. Hope life's treating you well. Alright, so probably trim Mana Dorks in the third game. Well, at least this cost them a land. Flame jab this. That tire spinning bodes well for us. None of these decks are playing Bedlam Reveler again. I've seen them play that card in the past. Oh, I did miss some. Psychonaut, thank you for the 5 months. I appreciate that. And Maris, put this towards whatever Stoneforge deck you like the most. Celebrate her release. Thank you for the very generous tier 3. Sorry about that. Thanks for the nudge, Psychonaut. Wait, we jabbed my face? Oh, they wanted to light up the stage. Fair. Dubs Bolt. Am I alone in thinking JAC might be going people are aggressively jamming fair decks? It's probably not bad against a lot of these Stoneforge decks. I do think that JAC tends to struggle against traditional blue-white control because, like, Narset's really good against you, too. Put this towards Dice Factory. Will do, Cordemi. Thanks for the support. I appreciate you keeping me around. So, I said I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the rest of the week. I don't think I'm going to do all Modern tomorrow and Friday. But I think what my plan's going to be is we're going to go back to doing double Modern in the mornings until rotation happens. So long as we have decks to fill in for those while it feels interesting. Hey, James, thanks for the 17 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. I think Stoneforge Mystic is probably best in some kind of combo deck. It's pretty scary. Yep. Feeling kind of dead here. And lots of Force of Negation. I don't think Force of Negation is very good. That card's been really lackluster every time we've played it. I don't... We were probably dead anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and pack it in. If only we had put red lands in our deck, chat. If we would have put red lands in our deck, we could have just cast our combo. Classic Kiki. All right, so we're 2-0 against bad decks playing Stoneforge Mystic, and we just got slaughtered by someone that was doing something brutal and efficient. Weird. It's almost like being brutal and efficient is still good in Modern. It's almost like you can give the fair decks a powerful tool, And Modern's still just about brutal efficiency. Yeah, I think Abraid's great. There's at least 2 Abraids in most of the red decks I've been building lately. Oh. Yeah, I think Burn and Tron are both great choices for the weekend. If you're looking to play something competitively, I think Burn and Tron are great picks. I think Valakut Titan's also a good pick. Isn't Burn always a great pick? Often. This is Modern. You can follow your heart and play whatever you want. If your heart is telling you to play 4-color Geist, you should do it. Santa Sweet. God, you even get to throw the equipment back so you don't have to keep them? That's so good. Oh, the London Mulligan is busted. Yeah, this is match 4, Scooter. So we'll beat a Devoted Blade in 2 more. This one plus 1 more. Stoneforge Mystic playing the Pocket Sand role this game. Hey, look, a distraction. Hit him with that Pocket Sand. It's a good draw. And this is exactly the style of matchup that I'm interested in trying out. This is the type of matchup that tends to be hard for this archetype in my experience, and that hopefully Stoneforge and the equipments can give us a little bit of a leg up in. Man, do you know Sword of Light and Shadow lets you attack through Bitter Blossom tokens and Lingering Souls tokens? It's pretty busted. Yeah, it's really good, Bob. Land. Papi! Papi! Your move, Yugi boy. This is all I get. All right, barring drawing Kiki-Jiki, they should be dead next turn. And I don't fault people making me click through this the first time, because this is definitely off meta enough that a lot of people just have no idea what we're doing. They don't understand that this chain ends in them dying. If they have Black Force or Slaughter Pact, they're not dead. They have neither. Soul Loss is probably the best protection in Modern, and Fire and Ice is better in Legacy. It's contextual. Yeah, I think that's true too, Bob. I agree with that assessment. This is a matchup where I want my Revelarch. Did you know Revelarch, chat, returns Stoneforge Mystic to play? Are you aware that Revelarch returns your Stoneforge Mystic to play from your graveyard? Yeah, Fire and Ice also lets you attack past True Name and Legacy, which is relevant. I like cutting Eldritch Evolution in the grindy matchups, even if they don't have counter spells, because Eldritch Evolution does technically 2-for-1 yourself. We want to try and grind here a little bit. How do we feel about trimming some number of mana creatures in this matchup? I feel like that's not absurd. I feel like I want Knights of Autumn and this Vendilion Clique. I still have 10 1-drops, which is plenty to combo with. Yeah, let's do this. Opponent got gapped by discarding Mystic. Not really. I guess they could have taken the bird, but then like, how do they beat the Stoneforge? Is a real question. How'd Jeskai go? It was fine. I don't know that deck is meaningfully better with Stoneforge Mystic in it. Its Jund matchup's probably a bit better. We went 3 and 2. We died to goblins and boggles. Opponent got gap by registering a 1-for-1 fair deck. He's right, you know. Chat, did you know that Renegade Rallier can return Stoneforge Mystic to play? Are you aware that Stoneforge Mystic costs 2 or less, and Renegade Rallier returns things that cost 2 or less? And then this is the best change to happen in Modern in years, I think. We'll see where things are after the honeymoon phase, but the quality of games is shot through the roof. I love the precedent that they've set with managing their balance. I agree, Percy. I think the precedent of there's no cards that are safe and anything is on the table for being removed is the most important part of everything. I think that's the most important part of it all. The fact that they could potentially come for Ancient Stirrings next gives me chills. It just makes me so excited. I just can't hide it. Needs Burrenton Forge-Tender. Yeah, probably. I do like respecting burn. And Forge-Tender is good for respecting burn. Was that a good draw? What do we think about that one? Tron will still exist if Ancient Stirrings gets banned. It will just be less consistent and thus more susceptible to hate cards, which means it's a very good ban. Yes, Greentron will still exist. It'll just actually get impacted by hate cards. I think I want Solas here to start. What's going on, Johnson? Yeah, I wasn't really happy with the formats we had available on Magic Online. They've changed Modern in a meaningful way. I've got my Oath and Nissa playset ready. That's great. Well, that's... We were going to activate Stoneforge Mystic and equip a sword and attack, but that's definitely the line now. This is the way we combo kill, combo kill, combo kill. This is the way we combo kill. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Step path. Do you have a second removal spell opponent? Stepmom. Stepmom was a meaningful upgrade for this deck too. You said this isn't a hot takes channel, yet the most elaborate opinions on the internet are found here. Modern Party, have a good one. Thanks for the biddies, Top Toe. Happy Friday. So, like, scale of 1 to dead, where do you think our opponent's at here? Did I say happy Friday? Listen, I have no idea what's going on. I'm basically delusional all the time. I would like to destroy that Batterskull. Yeah, it's because I cut the second Kiki, Burgle. The second Kiki is the meaningful reason to have it. Are you dead, Jit? Alright, so we're 3 for 3 when it comes to killing clunky Stoneforge Mystic decks, and we died to the burn deck. So we should probably put a Burrenton Forge-Tender in our sideboard. I think that's definitely the case. So we're 3-1 now. And haven't lost a game to a clunky Stoneforge Mystic deck. Yeah. Which, to be fair, those types of interactive decks are the ones that have previously picked us apart. I've run 3 Forge Tenders. I'm not sure you can play too many. That's fair. I actually think these Unified Wills are a little bit worse than they once were, because a lot of these control decks have 3-mana Teferi in them. So it might be worth re-examining if Unified Will's a card I want in this sideboard. If I'm not bringing it in against blue-white. Second click? Yeah, I was actually, I couldn't figure out what else I wanted to fill into the board, so I could see trimming the extra click. The fourth Eldritch Evolution might also be unnecessary. It was really bad, Tempest Shadow. It was the first deck we played today. I think I just have to mulligan this. This doesn't do anything for too long. Seems fine. I'm gonna bottom these two. Is it another Stoneforge Mystic deck, chat? I think it might be another Stoneforge Mystic deck. Oh, I'm excited! Oh no, could be Storm. Could be someone doing something reasonable and unfair. I think I'm getting sort of Light and Shadow here. Remand. That's, yeah, really happy to get this remanded and not an Eldritch Evolution. Yeah, JAC would be a fine donation deck. That wasn't the land I wanted for Christmas. If we would have hit a land there, we could have evolved the Stoneforge into a Vannifar, which would have been ideal. Alright, didn't get remanded. Step one. Go. Yeah, Cawblade was a Stoneforge Mystic deck that played Squadron Hawk, and it played Jace the Mind Sculptor. I actually had someone submit a request for me to play Keldra Stoneforge Mystic deck, and I rejected it. Alright, so they are playing Storm, and they know they're dead next turn, so they're just like trying to go off this turn because they have to. Although they might just be generating Storm Count to Grape Shot my board down. Alright, could be dead. They are not deterministic yet, but they're close. What's the function of Squadron Hawk and Cawblade? To give you 1/1 evasive creatures to grind out your slow, grindy matchups while carrying a sword. AKA, they don't do anything that's actually good in Modern. They generate slow, clunky card advantage. If they have Grape Shot and Remand, we are dead here. If they can't find a Grape Shot, we get to untap and kill them. The stream used to stand for something? Yeah. Yeah. What are my thoughts on the next set of standard lands? I hope they reprint the fast lands in the fall. Black Cleave Cliffs, Dark Slick Shores, Seachrome Coast. There's a pause here. Maybe we're not dead. All right, I need to run to the bathroom really quick. Hopefully we'll be my turn when I come back. Sweet. All right. Hashtag sometimes lucky. You are deterministically dead now. Don't blink the pod. Don't blink the pod. Don't blink the pod. Let's get freaky with Kiki. I don't know. I don't know if Stoneforge Mystic decks are reasonable in general. So boarding here is really easy, right? We just like cut the Stoneforge Mystic package. Is basically it. The boy ain't right. Do I want these Chord of Callings? They're probably too slow, right? What are my thoughts on the Soul Herder deck? It seems absurdly slow and clunky. It seems like it's Tron. It seems like it's a Tron deck for people who think they are too smart or too good to play Tron. It's a deck that devours fair decks while having a really huge uphill struggle against unfair decks. All right, I'm going to leave one Knight in case they have an Aria Flame. Eternal Witness can come out. Maybe I don't want these Path to Exiles. Yeah, maybe I just don't want the Path to Exiles. All right, let's give this a go. I don't think it needs more removal, Logan. You already have Path to Exile and Assassin's Trophy. I think removal past those two things is unnecessary. Seems a little speculative, but I think it's fine. You mean instead of Path? Well, obviously, I think Path to Exile is better. The reason why I'm playing Path to Exile is because I think it's the better card. I think it's the better card because I'm giving them lands anyways with Assassin's Trophy. So I might as well just like play the removal that's more flexible. Play Stepmom before Eidolon. Disagree. One of the biggest problems fair decks have in Modern is that one of the biggest problems fair decks tend to have in Modern is that their answers won't line up well into what the opponent has going on. So playing something like Fatal Push as opposed to Path to Exile is going to have you line up poorly more often. I think I want to just Deputy here, because I can't cast both Givers anyways, because Eidolon is symmetrical. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them fetch 4 cards that answer Eidolon here. Like some mix of like bounce spells and flame slashes and stuff like that. Three in a revival, sure. I think I just give him Echoing Truth plus Unsubstantiate here. Yeah, I guess Repeal's the most expensive. I don't know, it draws a card, though. They're pretty likely to have land. I'm definitely bidding that. I think I'm gonna get rid of those two. What does this evolution do? Anything meaningful? Not really. I'm just casting Giver and passing. Might seem like bounce Deputy, untap bounce Eidolon, kill us. If we'd have drawn a land here. Oh wait, I guess we can't punish them, right? Because we already played a spell for the turn. Yeah, I technically missed points of damage here, but I don't think it matters. We're probably dead. Thanks for 11 months, Stormtrooper. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, the path should probably be in my deck. So if my opponent has a Gifts Ungiven, we are deterministically dead. Maybe I should have just like Eldritch Evolution for Remorseful Cleric. Put another piece of interaction in play. That would mean we wouldn't be dead to Gifts Ungiven here. think Manamorphose should be looked at for potential banning. I don't know. Banned my deck, but glad it gets us more modern content. Thanks for the 15 months on of it. Yeah, I think we're gonna go back to doing we're gonna go back to doing 2 modern decks a day between now and rotation. Yeah, I agree, Burgle. I think I made the wrong choice there. I'm gonna cut these and just accept that I'm probably not beating them down in a fair manner. Get rid of Scavenging Ooze, it's kind of slow. Let's do this. Talsby, thank you for the 7 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Scan just really doesn't do anything. Now this hand is nice. Very nice. Thanks for all the support, Olsby. Obsby. There's no L in there. It has some Magic the Gathering cards in it. Gather around now, y'all. Nah, Burgle, I want to put the Eidolon down because this way if I draw a Vannifar, I get to play it and still have interaction out. Looking at the Druid list, thinking Lightning Greaves should be... Nah, I think that's not... I don't think that's good, Baron. So, like, playing a low quality card like that for your attrition matchup tends to be not good. You want your individual card quality to be higher in the matchups where you want Stoneforge Mystic to be good. Yeah, the folks that submitted the list had tested it initially and they weren't happy with it, and I kind of trust the results. I'm gonna cycle this Waterlogged Grove. Think we just get Glen Elendra here. Let the mediocre beats commence. These are my hate cards, my favorite hate cards. They counter your spells and make you sad. Do 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 do. Such beats, such mediocrity. I'm just going to pass here. There's no reason to evolve anything. Yeah, our opponent's playing Storm. This is game 3 of match 5. All right, now do I want to evolve for something? Is it crazy to turn this Noble Hierarch into a second giver? Yeah, you're on my wavelength. Are clocks pretty slow if we do that though? That loses to echoing. How? They protect each other. I think I just let this resolve, right? Right? Because even if I give them two things, they can't... They can't cast both of them. And like, so long as they're not using wipe away, I'm okay. And if they pick a wipe away here, I just ditch it. Yeah, so like I have Glen to counter anything they do on their turn. And then once we get back to my turn, I have double giver active. It doesn't really matter, right? I guess I technically don't want to give them this one because I don't want to give them this one because it can interact with a spell in the stack. Now having to burn my Glen here is a big deal because that does shorten my clock. So we're just looking for any creatures that can attack or block here. Giver cannot protect itself. Yeah, that's technically what I asked for. That can attack and block. No, for Fact or Fiction, they pick which one goes to their hand. That's why Fact or Fiction is good. I gotta be honest, the soft lock games with Creature Toolbox are my favorite. I believe you. Yep. Can we go off with Scryb Ranger in our graveyard? Ooh, that's a good question. This was a good draw, right? So now I can do this. Oh, I can't cast another spell this turn. Right, I knew that. That's what this whole game has been about. Do I get Teaglesworth or Remorseful Cleric? Probably Teeg, right? Because I want to untap with this 2-drop. Because I want to pod Teaglesworth into Rallier. Next turn is how we start the combo. All right, so this gets Renegade Rallier. Renegade Rallier gets Scryb Ranger back. They could have Graveyard Interaction here. If they have Graveyard Interaction, they're not dead. They gave it protection from blue, so Deceiver Exarch can't untap her. Oh, they conceded and they weren't dead. They conceded and they weren't dead. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Don't tell Scotty, 'cause Scotty doesn't know. Easy game, easy life. All right, so thoughts. We played against a bunch of mopey fair decks, which historically speaking had felt kind of awkward. I already got cards for one of the previous iterations, Bob. I got cards for Devoted at the same time as this one. We died to burn basically mono red prowess. I think I would like more cards for that matchup. I think there's a chance these unified wills aren't very good anymore. Just because a lot of the blue-white decks that you wanted these against previously in the controlling mirrors, they have 3 mana Teferi, so this gets worse. This extra click is suspect. Revelark is probably suspect. I would want some number of Forge-Tenders in this sideboard, I think. Now, I don't think you need Lone Missionary. We've got 3 Knight of Autumn to gain 4 with. I think at least 2 Forge-Tender would probably be good for this sideboard. Past that, I think I was pretty happy with the main deck. Maybe this 4th Eldritch Evolution isn't very good. Now, I don't think Veil of Summer is very good or necessary. Again, like the control decks I think Veil of Summer is not something I want for the same reason that I'm kind of medium on Unified Will. Like, it's not great against 3 mana Teferi. Any equipments that are worthy of a sideboard slot with Stoneforge Mystic? Yeah, that's actually a good thought. Like, maybe if this is kind of slow and mopey, putting a Sword of Fire and Ice in the sideboard so we have another way to grind against the fair decks could be very reasonable. I don't hate that. Just, like, play a second sword. Because, like, the fair matchups go longer a lot of the time, which is nice. So I could see that. Now, I don't really like Feast and Famine. I'd much rather draw my cards than take cards away from them. I'm going to update the list on my site at some point, not at this immediate point in time. But yeah, I'll put some thought into the sideboard and update the website eventually. I have a whole list of Faithless Looting decks that need to be updated on there. We have another creature combo deck. No, none of the new swords are very good. Now this one is playing Veil of Summer. I don't know if I love that card. I guess this deck's probably worse against Jund than Vannifar is, so Veil's okay there. Could see that being reasonable. I don't have any copies of Thoughtseize Burgle. I don't really want to wait 5 minutes to get them. Veil is for black decks. That makes sense. The Juns of the world. That art has never existed in paper, unfortunately, no. It's fine. People talking about cards, it's super marginal. We're not